Hello everyone, welcome to my webinar, How to Gain Pain-Free Movement in Your Golden Years Without Getting Tired or Going to the Gym. My name is Mark Alexander Warren and I'm a nutrition coach and a personal trainer specializing in senior fitness. I've had a passion for health and fitness since the mid-70s when I was at university. And no, I'm not chronologically young anymore. Age is just a number, really. I don't feel any differently than I did 20 years ago, and I want you to feel the same way. How to gain pain-free movement in your golden years without getting tired or going to the gym. Being in constant pain and becoming exhausted after the least bit of effort can take the joy out of life, can it? The problem is, you've probably tried the following: pain medications, ice and heat, and they may have worked for a while, but the pain keeps coming back, doesn't it? Do any of these sound like you? You find everyday chores like lifting groceries difficult or impossible. Your back and joints are so painful that you avoid movement. You find yourself quickly out of breath while trying to play catch or ride bikes with your grandchildren. During this presentation, you will discover a proven system for overcoming joint pain and fatigue once and for all. Plus, you're going to also discover how to increase muscle mass, how to increase balance, and reduce your risk of breaking bones. The joy of actively playing with your grandchildren without pain or becoming exhausted. You've probably tried to solve this before. Maybe you've tried going to the gym or yoga classes, but didn't stick with it. Maybe you've tried over-the-counter prescription medication, but it only slightly improved the pain for a very short period of time. Maybe you've tried going to the gym and doing cardio, but became bored. And if you're like other people in our age group, you probably really only see those three options. But the problem is, going to yoga classes takes time and commitment. Perhaps you don't have the time for a regimented schedule. The pills, the heat, and ice are only covering up the symptoms of the aches and pain you are suffering. These only give temporary relief at best. At worst, they can make you unaware of the further damage you may be doing. Perhaps you've gone to the gym with a young personal trainer who didn't understand the needs of older adults. No pain, no gain is a common phrase in exercise, but it's often more harmful than helpful. I know, it sounds too good to be true. In fact, I understand if you're still skeptical after hearing all this. However, stick with me for a few minutes because I'm about to unveil exactly how men over 65 are using this system to get rid of their joint pain and increase both muscle mass and endurance. Luckily, there's a new method you're about to discover to help you avoid all those issues and finally be able to do what you love: play with your grandchildren without getting exhausted, pain-free. Golden Years Mobility. It's specifically designed to help you move freely without pain, have the strength to do everything independently, enjoy playing with your grandchildren without exhaustion, faster and easier than you ever thought possible. However, real quick, before we get into the details, let me briefly introduce myself so you know why I'm someone to listen to about solving your painful joints, aching back, and lack of stamina. Okay, a little about me. I'm a senior health and fitness enthusiast, certified personal trainer and senior fitness specialist, certified nutrition coach, weight loss specialist. With over 30 years teaching experience, I understand the specific exercise adaptations that older adults need. How? Besides my senior fitness certification, I have firsthand experience. I'm 66 years old myself. And now I want to reveal it to you. So keep watching because in the next few minutes, we're going to dive straight into Golden Years Mobility, how to have pain-free movement without getting tired or going to the gym. Now, we're going to go over the 4 steps to how to move pain-free without getting tired. Step 1. How to reduce inflammation without increasing medication. Step 2. How to increase balance and reduce accidents in the time it takes to brush your teeth. Step 3. If you want to build lean muscle mass in less than an hour a week, you need to use this program. Step 4. How to go from being constantly out of breath to effortlessly climbing stairs in 30 days. Step 1. How to eliminate pain in aging joints with simple techniques in the comfort of your home and without taking pills. The problem is you have inflammation in your joints. The inflammation causes discomfort and pain. You try to solve this by taking both pain and anti-inflammatory medications. This only works for very short periods and leads to ever-increasing doses over time. The real problem is synovial fluid is not lubricating your joints properly, which causes them to grind and wear down and results in joint pain. Synovial fluid production requires movement. Lack of exercise compounds the problem. Dehydration also limits fluid production. Boost the circulation of your synovial fluid in your joints by lubricating them, and reduce pain and discomfort by increasing mobility without using pills. Increase fluid intake. Proper hydration and nutrition enhance synovial fluid production. You will learn how these simple, natural remedies can help you lubricate your joints. Wouldn't it be great to move freely without pain or discomfort? The solution is learning how to move correctly will support your vulnerable joints. Adding flexibility will reduce the impact of repetitive motion on your joints, decreasing pain by increasing movement. How do I know this? Well, I didn't have any back pain at all before COVID. I was a lecturer at a university. There's a lot of movement in teaching face-to-face classes, but almost none when teaching remotely. After a few weeks of teaching sitting down, my back started to hurt. It hurt so badly, it was often hard to sleep at night. I went to a physiotherapist and that helped some, but it didn't completely go away. When the university changed the schedule from 5 hours a day online teaching to 3 with breaks, the pain disappeared. It was a lack of movement that caused the problem. How do we fix it? The first step is to warm up your joints properly before you do any strenuous movement like grocery shopping, bike riding, or playing with your grandchildren. Now, why would you need to warm up before doing a simple activity like grocery shopping, you ask? Often it's not the odd football game that causes our strained muscles. It's suddenly reaching for something, bending over quickly, or lifting a fairly light object the wrong way. Has this happened to you? It has certainly happened to me. Doing a simple warm-up first thing in the morning will get your muscles limber for the day. Okay, so let's start with a warm-up. Now this is not a complete warm-up due to time constraints, but I'm going to go head to toe and show you the exercises you should do before any workout. Later I will explain how to lengthen them so that you're completely warmed up before you start your actual workout. Now we're going to work on the neck. I want you to look to the right and now to the left. I want you to do this slowly. I want you to do this about 5 times on each side. Now what I don't want you to do is put your hand on your head and put pressure on your neck, because this can lead to injury. Now I want you to look up and then down. Up and then down. Again, do this slowly. Do this about 5 times. Now we're going to work on the arms. Make your hands into fists and lengthen your arms with your palms down. Then turn your palms up, stretch out your fingers, and then touch your shoulders. Do this about 10 times. This is going to loosen your hands, your wrists, your elbows, and your shoulders. Now we're going to work on the trunk. I want you to cross your arms as I'm showing you here and then twist slowly to the side, but only to the point of slight discomfort. If you have pain, you've gone too far. And then go over to the other side. Go back and forth with this about 10 times on each side. Now we're going to move on to warming up your entire body. This is very important for joint mobility because the warmer your muscles are, the more elastic they are. This, like all warm-up activities, should start out slowly. The idea is to warm up your body gradually. You should not be out of breath, so don't go that hard. Do this for maybe 3 or 4 minutes until you start to break a sweat. That's a pretty good warm-up. I can't stress enough how much of an impact this has. By doing simple warm-ups before you go grocery shopping, weed your garden, or play with your grandchildren, you will warm up your muscles, increase synovial fluid, and reduce inflammation and pain in your joints. You will enjoy your activities again. We just looked at reducing pain without medication. Now we're going to look at how to avoid falls through developing your balance. Step 2, how to increase balance and reduce the risk of falls. Your balance is poor and it's getting worse. Breaking a femur, your hip bone, is one of the most common and disabling injuries that seniors are prone to. Many older adults fear falling as much or more than death. This fear can lead to less independence. 1 in 3 over 65 have at least one fall a year, and 1 in 2 over the age of 80 do. Why does this happen? There are a number of things, and they can have a cascading effect. One is the disuse of the muscle. If you're not active, you most likely have poor posture. You slump forward. This keeps you off balance because your body is trying to stay upright, but your rounded shoulders are pushing you forward. This is caused by weak back and core muscles. An ankle or leg injury can also lead to balance difficulties. It is not so much the weakness of the muscles of your ankle, but your brain and ankle kind of get disconnected when you get hurt and don't have that awareness, and you need to retrain it in order to use it correctly. Specifically, working on balance can dramatically reduce the risk of injury. When you do balance exercises, you are constantly challenging your body's ability to compensate. You almost fall throughout the practice. Of course, you safely have a chair or another object within reach, so you don't actually fall. But these near falls are incredibly beneficial for developing the proprioception, the awareness of your body and space that keeps you upright. Even though your foot is firmly on the floor, the muscles in your toes, your feet, your ankles, your calves, your thighs, your hamstrings and glutes are all working together to keep you standing. You are teaching your body to act as a whole. I recently strained my calf muscle when running. The first thing that my physiotherapist talked about was balance. It's that important. This will give you both the ability and the confidence to remain independent. Balance is important for everyone, but particularly important for seniors because we have a greater chance of falling. And if you break a bone, especially your femur, your hip bone, it can really take away your independence. I'm going to show you a very simple exercise you can do to improve your balance. I'm now going to show you a very simple exercise for improving your balance that you can do just about anywhere. But before we start, let's make sure we're safe. Have a wall or a chair or something sturdy that you can put your fingers on if you need it. Now try not to do this because you're trying to improve your balance. So it'll increase your confidence the more you can not touch something. Now raise one foot up, and the reason I'm on my bare feet is I want to feel the whole kinetic chain, starting with my feet and the small muscles in them, my ankles, my calves, my quadriceps, my core, even the place in my hands. It's a really whole body movement. Now if you lose your balance like I just did, don't worry about it. That happens. This is going to take practice. As you get more advanced, you can even try this with your eyes closed, but it dramatically increases the difficulty. But fortunately, I have the wall here, so I'm safe. After all, we're trying not to fall, aren't we? The impact of this is huge. Lack of balance causes falls, and falls break bones. A broken bone can make you lose your independence, especially if it's a large bone like those in the legs and pelvis. This simple program not only improves your balance, but teaches you how to recover from losing your balance so you don't fall. It also strengthens the neglected small muscles in your feet and ankles and teaches them to move in coordination with the larger muscles in your legs and hips, thus maintaining your balance and preventing those dangerous falls. We just looked at the importance of balance. Now we're going to talk about gaining and keeping muscle mass. Step 3, how to build more muscle mass despite your age. The problem is the loss of muscle mass in your arms and legs not only affects your appearance, but it slows your metabolism, making you gain fat, contributes to poor posture, and reduces your body's ability to use oxygen, making you easily fatigued. The real problem is muscle mass decreases as we age, at the rate of 3 to 8% per decade. It declines even faster after 60. It doesn't have to be this way. There's a simple solution. In less than 1 hour a week, you will activate your lean muscles throughout your body by following 4 15-minute modules to regain your more youthful self. The increased muscle mass will boost your metabolism, support your joints, and increase your circulation. It will also help you keep your balance because your brain can then activate the muscles you need to remain upright. You can do all this in the convenience of your own home. Now, I'm going to show you a few simple exercises that will help you regain that muscle mass. The first is a simple push-up. Why? It's an excellent choice because it strengthens your chest, back, arms, shoulders, and core. Keep your back straight and lower your body down until your arms are at a 90-degree angle or less. You may find doing push-ups is difficult at first, so try them on your knees. As you get stronger, you will be able to graduate to regular push-ups. Now, I'm going to show you how to strengthen one of the most important muscles in your body. It's also the biggest. Yes, that's your butt. Because we sit so much, this muscle tends to become inactive. Many men suffer the aesthetics of old man butt. Not only does this not look as good as it should, but it affects your overall posture, hip health, and metabolism. It can also cause you to fatigue other muscles like your hamstrings and thighs, which try to overcompensate for weak glutes. I want you to lie down on your back and bend your knees. Position your knees wider than hip width apart. Place your hands by your sides for support. Now lift your hips using your buttocks. Squeeze them as tightly as you can throughout the motion. Try to keep them engaged on both the upward and downward movements. Repeat this 8 to 15 times. Because we don't use our glutes enough, a band can be quite useful to activate them. They are inexpensive and readily available. Place the band right above your knees and then press outward against it during the movement. Do this in the same manner as without the band, engaging your glutes for the entire movement 8 to 15 times. The impact of this is much more than the toned body that you'll see in the mirror. Strong muscles protect joints, improve posture, which makes breathing easier, and boost your metabolism, which makes it easier to control weight. We just looked at how you will increase your muscle mass. Now we're going to look at increasing your endurance. Step 4, how to go from being constantly out of breath to effortlessly climbing stairs in 30 days. Are you constantly out of breath, doing simple tasks that used to be easy? You can't do simple chores like grocery shopping without getting exhausted. Stairs, walks up hills, playing with grandchildren, bicycling with your partner aren't even attempted anymore. Do any of these apply to you? The real problem is Inactivity leads to poor blood and oxygen circulation. This in turn results in fatigue and reduced ability to do everyday tasks without getting exhausted. The muscles just aren't receiving enough oxygen quickly enough. They go into an oxygen deficit, and that's why you get tired so easily. The way to fix this is pick an activity that you enjoy. You'll do it more often. Listen to your body. Don't go full steam. Learn how to exercise at the right intensity. It's slower than you think. You need to balance the oxygen that you're breathing in with your body's needs. There needs to be an adequate and steady supply so your muscles don't go into oxygen debt. I'll show you how. A lot of people go to a personal trainer and they go full tilt on working on cardio, and then they get injured. They're doing it way too intensely and not in a way that promotes endurance. Most, and this is true of almost anyone that hasn't exercised in 5 to 10 years, think that if you go on a bike ride, you need to go for an hour or 2 hours on your first ride in maybe years, and you ride way too hard. You're completely out of breath. You don't need to be dripping with sweat and become totally exhausted to improve your endurance. In fact, it isn't sustainable. It's the gradual increases in fitness and the regularity of activities that will give you more stamina. Here's what to do. After a good warm-up, start your activity slowly, gradually building up to about a 6 or 7 out of 10 in intensity level. You get a feel for it. An easy way to gauge this is if you can talk to a friend with some difficulty, it's about right. If you can sing, it's too easy. If you're panting and completely out of breath, it's way too hard. Increasing your endurance has enormous benefits for your enjoyment of life. You won't get tired going up and down stairs, shopping, or best of all, playing with your grandchildren. As we're nearing the end of the presentation, and before we get into the incredible bonus gift I have for you that I know you're going to love, let's quickly recap the main steps we've gone over. I've shown you how you can have pain-free movement without getting tired through these simple steps. Step 1, how to reduce inflammation without increasing medication. Step 2, how to increase balance and reduce accidents in the time it takes you to brush your teeth. Step 3, if you want to build lean muscle mass in less than an hour a week, you need to use this program. Step 4, how to go from being constantly out of breath to effortlessly climbing stairs in 30 days. Knowing what you know now, do you feel more confident about developing painless joints and increasing your mobility and endurance? Can you see yourself using what I've shown you today to help you achieve your health goals? Even if you use just a tiny fraction of what I've shown you today, would you say our time together was well spent? Would you like to spend even more time together, going through even deeper and further into how to reduce your risk of falls, relieve your joint pain, and increase your endurance? Now listen. So far we've covered a lot, and it's been a lot of fun. I love teaching and helping people learn about enhancing their health despite their age. I've only had about 20 minutes to share this entire process with you. And this is a process that can literally help you get fit and keep your independence. So I really tried to pack in as much information as I possibly could into the time we've had together. But now, maybe your mind is going a bit crazy and you're wondering, how in the heck am I supposed to do all this stuff, right? Which is why I want to ask you a question. If it's okay with you, if I spend about 5 minutes or so, we've got some time left to go over an incredible gift that I want to give you for free that I think can really help you, okay? Something that's going to help you through the 4 steps here, that's going to take all of the guesswork away from it and make increasing your pain-free mobility and increase your endurance a whole lot easier. See, I've set aside some time on my calendar over the next few days to personally help you increase your mobility, endurance, and independence, absolutely free of charge. This is for you if you have pain in your back or your joints and you don't have the endurance to do everyday tasks like grocery shopping, climbing stairs, or playing with your grandkids. You have a fear of falling and breaking a bone. You value your independence. If that's not you, hey, I understand, and no hard feelings. However, if this is you, I invite you to book your free consultation with me by clicking the button below the video, filling out a form, and scheduling your call with me. If you're in full screen mode, whether or not you're on a desktop or you're in a mobile phone, you'll need to exit full screen and scroll down to find that button. Once you do that, go ahead and click and follow the instructions on your screen. This is not for everyone. If you want a quick fix without putting in any work, this is not for you. If you're not willing to invest either the time, money, or energy to becoming a fit and mobile grandparent with no joint pain, this is not for you. If you're not 100% committed to increasing your mobility, endurance, and balance, this is not for you. I'm looking for a few men 65 and over who I can help keep their independence while increasing their joy of life in their golden years. Are you with me? Now, as we're nearing the end of the presentation, you might find yourself sitting in the maybe category. Maybe you should book a call. Maybe there's something here that can help you. Maybe. And usually when I encounter these maybes, it's a sign that there's something getting in the way of you making a yes decision. It's most likely from one of the following reasons. You don't know if you have the time. You're not sure if it will work for you in your situation. It seems hard. You don't like exercise. You don't like going to the gym. If so, click the button below the video and schedule your free Golden Years mobility session with me now. You're not sure if it will work for you in your specific situation. My program is flexible enough to fit anybody's busy life. You don't know if you have the time. Yes, we all have a lot to pack into 24 hours, but what is more important than your health and long-term independence? You're not sure it will work for you in your situation. My techniques have worked for countless older adults and given them a new lease on life. It seems hard. Yes, it does, but it isn't really difficult. It takes minimal time and commitment. You don't like exercise. I know people that hate that word. I'll show you how to make it fun. You don't like going to the gym. Yes, that takes time, transportation, waiting for machines, and scheduling. The good news is you can do my program in the comfort of your home. Now, if you still haven't booked your free call, there's not much else I can do. I've given you everything I have today, and I've even made the call free. If you're interested in Golden Years mobility, click on the button below now and schedule your free call with me. And I look forward to helping you get rid of that terrible joint pain, improving your balance, increasing your muscle mass, and your endurance, all in the privacy and convenience of your own home.